I started boxing again, boxing practice and endurance training, so cardio and strength training to prepare myself for ring. I also need to work on mental training and that kind of thing. That's a little bit further down the road. I started training again on Saturday, the 9th of January 2021, and it's currently the 27th of January 2021. And so it's 18 days, and the last 18 days have been boxing is a little bit different than other sports that I train for, because the first 2 to 3 weeks, so I'm kind of smack dab in the middle of that range with 18 days back, is a weight gain. So, and it's purposefully making things hard on myself, but boxing is a very rewarding sport, I find, and so it's kind of easing myself back into the high intensity exercise and building up muscle mass, which can actually be very difficult to do, and I find it's very helpful on a longer term boxing kind of commitment, because I need the muscle I build when I go through a weight gain period sticks with me even when I lose weight and go down to my weight class. I'm a lightweight in boxing. I am not there right now. I have weight to lose, and so counterintuitively for some, as I need to gain weight to gain muscle mass, it's harder for me to work out when I'm heavier, so I purposefully increase caloric load. And so when I go through a weight gain period, I tried something new this time, and it has worked way better than in the past, is eating between 3,000 and about 5,500, so about 3,000 and 5,500 calories a day for 18 days. And doing half an hour to 2.5 hours. I got over 3 hours one day, so about half an hour to 3.5 hours of exercise a day, high intensity, be it cardio or strength training. And so it's been extremely successful. I think actually the reason why this weight gain and kind of I might put it as compact muscle building phase that sticks with me even to when I'm more slender, as well, it worked for me this time, and I kind of had a hypothesis that it might work, and I tested it and it has worked for me. My motivation and my drive is actually stronger at the end of this weight gain period than it typically is. Typically I lose my motivation and become kind of like a little more maybe self-conscious and stuff like that, and this time that's not the case at all, and I feel great, and my exercise and my workouts are great. So the change I did was I had a base diet, so like my base diet is the Tanis diet. I have a YouTube video where I kind of walk through what that is, and then I kept that the same, and what I varied was I added in the additional, I guess that'd be an additional approximately 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day on top of the Tanis diet, and I kind of did it on calorie dense foods, so like premium ice cream, high calorie ice cream and chocolate, meats and cheeses, that kind of thing, donuts, cake, and so that actually very counterintuitively, at least for me, and previously I guess everything else didn't work, so I had this idea to try this kind of different approach, and it has worked wonders for me for this 18-day period. I'm now, tomorrow, day 19, I enter the weight reduction phase of training, and so that's a little bit more streamlined, but I'm happy, because sometimes I can find that boxing for myself can be a little bit frustrating, because I do need to go through a muscle mass and compact muscle building phase at the beginning of a long-term commitment to the sport, or I don't have the muscle I need when I get to my weight class weight. So yeah, if you want to know what the weight class is for female boxers, I go by the Olympics, and so they're kind of expanding their weight ranges that are included in the Olympic Games. So check out the 2020 weight classes. And so my base weight is in the lightweight weight class for females. I'm a female. And yeah, so that's kind of an update on my boxing. I'm still, the mental and emotional training part is a much kind of longer, unless I figure out some tricks, kind of like I did with this weight gain and muscle gaining period. Yeah, so I'm back down to the normal Tanis diet, potentially with an increase of 15 minutes of exercise a day. I'm trying to think of ways to incorporate more activity in my daily basis. So I might do, I'm playing around with it a little bit to streamline the weight reduction to lightweight weight class. And so there might be, I like the Tanis diet. It's a good baseline. If I find that I'm getting too tired with kind of a more intense training schedule, and sometimes just the mental aspect of adding, I'm training for something, it can be a little bit more draining. So I might come up with a base, the Tanis diet, which is just called the Tanis diet, and then if I find a new balance that works within a training mindset, I might call that something like the Tanis diet modified version or extreme version, I don't know. So, but that's something that I'm working on, because boxing is a little, the mental aspect can sometimes, oddly enough, require my physical exertion to increase a little bit, and a little bit more stability in day-to-day routine, which the Tanis diet is kind of based around a 2-week shifting schedule. And so I need to think about, does that work for me in a boxing training mindset? So there are some things that I just need to work out. So those are, I guess, Tanis diet and boxing updates on my end.